Okay, so now we know about research that has been done and how it's done by researchers, scientists, but what about you? Do you do your own research? Do you go on PubMed? Do you, go through all the scientific databases when you want to know something about something, or do you Google it?
Because, in reality, how easy is it to find PubMed? You have to be connected to university to have access to PubMed to get all the research documents that you want. So, no, I go to Google.com. And that is the most dangerous thing about research, because where you find the information can sometimes be the problem. It's not what you find all the time, but it's really where you find it and who's giving you the information. Because sometimes their information is one-sided, sometimes that information is false, has no background to it, has nothing that was built on it like the scientific researchers do. And so we then have misinformation.
Okay, but then where do we tell people to go? Like when your patients come and say, I don't know anything about the COVID vaccine, but I want to know something. What do you tell them, if you tell them anything?
They go to Google. They go to their family members. They go to YouTube. They go to Dr. Umar Johnson. They go to TikTok. TikTok is the thing. Everyone uses TikTok now to find research. Quick, it's easy. You watch a video for 30 seconds and they tell you everything you need to know. And so based off of a 30 seconds of a TikTok video or Dr. Umar Johnson's video, we then have the information we need to decide that we don't want COVID vaccines, or that we don't want to take the medication the doctor gave us because we don't trust it. Or we can use vitamins to help treat the belly pains that we have instead of going to a doctor and getting an ultrasound or a CT scan.
So should people come to the table when they're doing research on a health topic with an open mind to say, what does X do to me, right? Because I feel like a lot of people will come to want to prove what they already feel. I feel like the COVID vaccine is gonna cause my lungs to explode. So let me find all of the research that says that.
And when you're looking for that, what do you type in? Google. My lungs will explode if I take the COVID vaccine ? So all the information you get is about lungs exploding, when that is not the case. It's also really hard to use Google to find the correct forms of research, the correct information that can give us true facts and not false facts.
So again, how do we know that we can trust the things that we are researching, right? Because we're talking about mistrust with research that's done. For the general population, how it's done ethically versus unethically. Then how do you also know that you can trust the information that you found to be true? Are there certain sources that you should look into? Are there websites? Like when you do Google, should I Google CDC? Who should I Google to then search for the right information?
It's hard. And it's hard to tell a patient who comes in and says, I don't want the COVID vaccine. What do you tell them? Go to google.com and type in why you should get the COVID vaccine. There's going to be a bunch of different sources for them to use, a bunch of different links that they can click on. Some of them may have good information, some of them may have bad. I even know for me, when I'm learning something on Twitter, I'm like, oh my God, this person is sick. I then go to Google, I go to YouTube, I go to Instagram to find this information. So I'm going to multiple sources. But how do we tell our patients who may not have time, who may not have access, who may not have the ability to go to google.com, I need you to go to Google and then look up this paper and then look up this researcher to then say, this is why you should get the COVID vaccine.
Okay, so other than the internet, there are things that we can do for research. What about pamphlets? Like if I go to my doctor's office and I say, I need a pamphlet on birth control, they should be able to give that to me, right?
They're there.
Something that's handheld.
They'll give you that and 5 other pamphlets that you then have to read through and then figure out which one's the best for you. So yeah, you can do the research, but it's also time consuming. It's also hard. But when someone's on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok giving you the information, it's easier for you to grab onto that because you have all the information right in front of you. And it's not going to take you reading 10 pamphlets to then figure out which one is the best.
Okay, so there's pitfalls in it. There are dangerous zones. When you find the things, you get into this Reddit tunnel, this YouTube, this TikTok tunnel, and you find all this information that, for better or worse, that spurs on the notion that you have that something's either bad for you or good for you, right? It fills your hypothesis. So let me ask you this. as a doctor, do you have patients that one come in and don't trust you, right? That you're trying to treat and they're like, I don't want anything that you're giving to me because I don't trust doctors, but they came to see you in the ED.
And what's sad is, and one thing that we do need to change as a community is, if I go to you as a physician, I am trusting you with my body. So I hope and pray that you give me good information that I can understand. But I should also trust that you spent 4, 5, 6 years learning this stuff to teach it to me. So like we go to YouTube and TikTok to find that one person who gives us a 30-second video on why we should or should not get the COVID vaccine, I should also then be using my doctor to then give me a 20-second snippet as to why this medication is good for me and why I should take it. It's hard for us to decide that it's okay to trust doctors because there has been so much that has been done. But the good thing is that our doctors are doing the research for us. They're giving us the research so that we don't need to read 10 pamphlets. We can listen to them for 20 minutes and they give us their recommendations.
Although they should still be able to give you the resources to then go and research on your own, to either trust what they're telling you or not trust what they're telling you. But they should give you the autonomy through resources
to make that own decision for yourself. They should guide you to where you should go.